all these harmonies, and oh, it was just chilling.
I can get anything I want.
She's alive! Alive!
Oh my gosh.
I like it.
I hope you will enjoy your stay.
And you say that you know everything about me. And what am I supposed to do with that chunk of blood?
Prepare to enter a time machine and travel back to the electrifying period of the 70s, when photos reveal stories that captivate the discriminating eye. Explore a world recorded via the lens, where nostalgia coexists with honest realism. We browse pictures of an era that welcomed independence and individualism, and unedited moments that form a tapestry of images in this engaging collection. Here are 30 70s photos for mature audiences. Number 30, Jane Seymour. Jane Seymour exudes a timeless charm that combines sensuality and elegance. She has a magnetic charisma that draws you in with her black hair and fascinating, expressive eyes. She is the pinnacle of a traditional English rose, a beauty that everyone wishes to see. Jane Seymour, a talented English actress, has made her mark on the worlds of cinema and entertainment. Her career began with an uncredited cameo appearance in the musical comedy Oh. She has evolved gracefully over the years, yet her timeless elegance and charisma continue to enchant audiences. Jane Seymour, dressed in a vivid orange costume, exudes a stunning atmosphere in this shot. While time has gone, her ability to command attention and make an indelible impression has not. Number 29, Maureen McCormick. Maureen McCormick, well known for her depiction of Marcia Brady in the popular sitcom The Brady Bunch, is shown in this vintage photograph taken in 1972 on the set of the show. She is dressed stylishly in a miniskirt, sits cross-legged, and exudes unhappiness. This snapshot depicts a scene from Greg's Triangle, a major episode in the series. The plot centers around Marcia's adoptive brother, Greg, who is in a pickle. Torn between his new stepsister Marcia and his present fiancée Jennifer, he is faced with casting the deciding vote to decide the next head cheerleader. In an unexpected twist, Greg picks Pat, played by Rita Wilson, over Marcia and Jennifer for the desired post. Jennifer immediately stops her connection with Greg as a result of his decision, while Marcia praises her brother for making a sound and unbiased decision. Number 28, Joan Collins. Joan Collins personified sensuality, and she wasn't alone in her love of boudoir photography. While celebrities like her took part, the attraction of boudoir photography went beyond celebrity and grabbed women from all walks of life. The counterculture women's movement, characterized by women's freedom, resulted in a shift in women's perceptions and objectives. Women were eager to advance their interests, especially self-determination as a basic value. They wanted to be in charge of their own lives, decisions, and narratives. Boudoir photography arose as a strong form of self-expression in this milieu. It gave women back control over their image, allowing them to express themselves in the manner they wanted to be viewed. These personal, often sensual images allow women to show off their softer, more sensitive sides while remaining in complete control of the story. Number 27, Lynda Ronstadt. Thinking. Lynda Ronstadt, the legendary singer, made a daring and rather controversial step in 1976. In an age when wardrobe malfunctions and full frontal nudity were unusual, Ronstadt boldly pushed the envelope by gracing the cover of her album Hasten Down the Wind in an almost translucent white nightgown, leaving nothing to the imagination. This brazen decision, which raised a few eyebrows, had no effect on the album's success. Hasten Down the Wind remained at the top of the Billboard charts for an astonishing 3 weeks. One can wonder if the album's success was due to the quality of Ronstadt's songs or the eye-catching album cover. However, it's worth noting that Lynda Ronstadt's skill spoke for itself. She won a Grammy for Best Pop Vocal Performance, demonstrating her great musical talent. The record's popularity may have been due to a harmonic combination of her exceptional musical ability and the chutzpah of that engaging album cover. Number 26, Kelly LeBrock. To properly appreciate the spirit of being a party animal, one must return to the jungle of the 1970s. It was a dynamic age when music rocked to the beats of the new wave. Jazzercise became the greatest exercise program, Care Bears warmed our hearts, and the Walkman altered how we enjoyed music on the move. Among this flurry of memories, one brilliant figure shone through with her unique blend of American and British charm: Kelly LeBrock. Let's go back in time to the cult hit Weird Science. In this film, two young men embark on a crazy and colorful odyssey in search of their ideal girl. The notion may sound ridiculous, but they hit gold when they brought Kelly LeBrock to life on film. Weird Science glows as brilliantly as neon lights among the treasure mine of cinema. It's a timeless story that transports you to another time and place full of laughter and magic. Number 25, Barbara Eden the Genie. The bewitching Barbara Eden played Jeannie, a genie, in the legendary television series I Dream of Jeannie. It's worth noting that the show's title is rather redundant considering her character's name, yet it still became a household name. When the show initially aired on television, Jeannie's outfit was considered rather provocative. Barbara Eden's ensembles, however attractive, were subject to strict constraints and limitations. Among the most notable prohibitions was Eden's requirement to have her navel covered at all times in what appeared to be a failed attempt to mitigate the sensuality of her character's look. Despite these limitations, Barbara Eden's portrayal of Jeannie became an iconic figure of charm and intrigue, captivating viewers throughout the country. The show's popularity skyrocketed, making it a cultural phenomenon and a treasured television classic. Number 24, Hugh Hefner. If the 1970s had a superstar, it would surely be Hugh Hefner. Imagine a decade filled with positive feelings and never-ending excitement, and that was Hugh Hefner's world. He wasn't just a magazine entrepreneur. He was the personification of the party scene, the charismatic host of Saturday Night Live, and a worldwide adventurer, always accompanied by a slew of adorable bunnies. Everyone envied Hefner's blueprint for enjoying life to the utmost. He bought a large Gothic Tudor revival-style estate during this memorable era, where he lived, worked, performed, and gave renowned parties until his demise at 2017. Who wouldn't want a taste of that nightlife with silky robes, an abundance of bunnies, and a secret grotto for a refreshing plunge? Let us take a page from Hefner's book and incorporate some of his famed sass into our own lives. Number 23, Cavett stares at Raquel Welch. In the year 1972, the esteemed Playboy magazine bestowed upon Raquel Welch the title of Most Desirable Woman for the entire decade of the 1970s. Meanwhile, Cavett, celebrated as the thinking man's late-night talk show host, found himself in a rather amusing predicament when he had the opportunity to interview the enchanting Raquel Welch. During their conversation, it became quite evident that even a seasoned and articulate host like Cavett struggled to maintain his composure in the presence of the magnetic Welch. At the time, Raquel Welch was on the cusp of her burgeoning stardom, just beginning to carve out her place in the entertainment industry. As fate would have it, a mere couple of years later, Raquel Welch would receive the prestigious Golden Globe Award for Best Actress in a Motion Picture for her remarkable performance in The Three Musketeers. This accolade solidified her status as a bona fide star, further substantiating the allure that had captured the attention of audiences and hosts alike. Number 22, Jacqueline Bisset. It's all about lights, camera, and a lot of motion in Jacqueline Bisset's world. Bisset is a determined professional who invests her heart and soul into her work despite her dazzling appearances on the silver screen. She revealed her work attitude in 1982. Admitting that when she got onto the set, it was all about lights, camera, and no distractions. Her philosophy was straightforward: work hard and enjoy hard. This passion for her profession resonated profoundly within her, propelling her to consistently give remarkable performances. Parties and dinners may not have been Bisset's scene during the hectic pace of filmmaking. She craved the excitement of discussions about the craft of filmmaking. It seemed like she was a member of an elite society, with debates about shots, their amazing execution, and the true core of cinema capturing her attention. Number 21, Brigitte Bardot. Brigitte Bardot generated a lovely ruckus in the gorgeous beach village of Saint-Tropez while filming And God Created Woman. With her husband, the acclaimed filmmaker Roger Vadim, Bardot's presence transformed the calm French coastal neighborhood into a tornado of excitement. Bardot's attractiveness and beauty were on full show as they strolled through the lovely streets of Saint-Tropez. Her acceptance of her own face struck shockwaves throughout Europe, forcing some journalistic sources to call for her expulsion from the continent. Brigitte Bardot had a significant effect on the entertainment industry. She went on to star in 47 films, entertain audiences with 60 songs, and be the subject of several classic pictures. Nonetheless, few photos of her have the fascinating spirit and timeless attractiveness that this specific shot portrays. Number 20. Jill Ireland. Few on-screen pairings can compete with Charles Bronson and Jill Ireland's strong chemistry. These two amazing performers were not only wonderful on-screen collaborators, their synergy stretched into their real-life love story, generating pure enchantment that charmed spectators. Their love story began in 1968 and was a source of strength and devotion until Jill Ireland passed away in 1990. Their bond was like a big light blazing over sunny Malibu, California, where they lived. Even after she died, their love lingered, refusing to dissipate. Jill Ireland's ashes found a loving home within a cane that Charles Bronson treasured. This physical link served as a continual reminder of their continuing tie, even when he passed away in 2003 and joined her in eternal rest. Number 19. Susan Sarandon sits on a ledge. Susan Sarandon was regarded as one of the world's most alluring ladies during her peak. The attraction of this sensuous image highlights her ageless beauty and charisma. Susan Sarandon had an uncanny capacity to draw people's attention everywhere she went. Her appearance on the red carpet, in particular, routinely stole the show from practically everyone else. This shot was taken during the production of Budoir, a film that displayed not just her physical beauty, but also her remarkable skill as an actress. For anyone looking to add a signed copy of this classic shot to their private collection, eBay has it for $134, a tiny amount to pay for a piece of cinematic history. Number 18. Lynda Ronstadt. Take a journey down memory lane to the days when a small wardrobe mishap could make news. Lynda Ronstadt remembers those times well, especially when she returned to 1976 for her album Hasten Down the Wind, which generated quite a stir in the music industry. Lynda oozed confidence on the album cover, wearing a transparent white nightgown that made everyone wonder about the coolness in the air that night. It was an age when merely a sliver of flesh was enough to make tongues wag. Fast forward to now, when superstars like the Kardashians often push the boundaries of what is deemed provocative, and that minor wardrobe malfunction doesn't seem so significant. Despite the raised eyebrows and comments, Lynda's record managed to stay on the Billboard charts for an astonishing 3 weeks back then. The question was whether it was the music or the seductive cover that had people swooning. The answer was most likely a wonderful combination of both. Lynda Ronstadt's song has a particular enchantment that grabbed audiences, and her evident attractiveness on the album cover surely contributed to the curiosity. Number 17. Jamie Lee Curtis and Janet Leigh at studio. Navigating the limelight as a celebrity's daughter may be difficult, especially if you're a star in your own right. During her meteoric rise to prominence in the 1970s, Jamie Lee Curtis found herself in just this situation. Despite the fact that both she and her mother, Jeanette Helen, were celebrities known for their iconic performances in horror films, she managed to develop a particular affinity with her mother. Their mutual celebrity as renowned personalities in the horror genre are likely what sparked their friendship. Jamie Lee Curtis, who is well known for her work in classic horror films, had the honor of addressing her mother by her given name, Jeanette Helen. Curtis praised her mother's outstanding role in her upbringing in a heartfelt tribute following her mother's demise. While the rest of the world knew Jamie Lee Curtis by a different name, she never forgot her mother's real name, Jeanette Helen. This sentiment exemplifies the mother-daughter relationship's strong and enduring closeness. Number 16. Kathy Ireland. Allow me to introduce you to the spectacular Kathy Ireland, a legendary supermodel of the 1980s whose brilliant presence lit up the fashion world. Kathy has graced the covers of Sports Illustrated swimsuit editions for an incredible 13 years in a row, a monument to her enduring charm. A quick glance at Kathy Ireland's photograph from those covers explains why her attractiveness was completely alluring. Kathy had an unrivaled capacity to captivate hearts and minds, whether it was against the background of America's finest baseball moments or the sun-kissed sands of foreign destinations. It's practically impossible for any pitcher to keep their focus on her on the field. Kathy Ireland is now a brand magnate who has achieved unprecedented success. She is the driving force behind Kathy Ireland Worldwide, a multinational conglomerate that has become a household brand. Her net worth is a whopping $420 million, owing to her acute business acumen and unrelenting commitment. Number 15, Lynda Carter. Lynda Carter, the enthralling Wonder Woman of the day, was not only the embodiment of every young boy's desire, but also a symbol of female liberation in 1976. Her iconic fame went beyond the posters that adorned the walls of innumerable young fans. Lynda Carter's career as a pageant queen and backing singer laid the groundwork for her future success in the film business. Her breakout performance as the renowned Amazonian princess, famed for her unyielding dedication to defeating enemies and putting a stop to illicit activities, pushed her into the spotlight. It's critical to remember that Lynda Carter did not seek to be a beauty symbol. Her ambition was to appear on TV as a strong, powerful woman who embodied the values she valued: fairness, justice, and gender equality. Number 14, Natalie Wood in Bob and Carol. Let's take a look at Bob and Carol and Ted and Alice, a groovy 1969 picture about love, devotion, and marriage that takes us on a wild voyage through the complexity of human relationships. Consider this. Bob and Carol, a trendy and forward-thinking couple, decide to go on a journey of radical honesty in their marriage. They reveal even the most private details of their extramarital affairs. However, the thrills don't stop there. Ted and Alice, their uptight buddies, become intrigued by the notion of partner swapping, and guess who ends up in the hot mix? Natalie Wood, wearing a paisley bikini, plays Carol. Meanwhile, Ted and Alice, played by Elliot Gould and Diane Cannon, are still debating whether or not to switch partners. Their serious chats lead to unforeseen twists and turns that you'd only see in movies. As emotions ride a roller coaster, the partner-swapping concept takes center stage, resulting in a turbulent voyage full of ups and downs. Number 13, young Demi Moore. We see a young Demi Moore in this intriguing shot long before her legendary role in Ghost. Demi Moore began her road to popularity in Roswell, New Mexico, and went on to become a Hollywood celebrity. Moore made a key journey to the busy city of Los Angeles at the age of 15. It was here that she began her extraordinary career, originally as a pin-up girl. Her neighbor, the renowned actress Nastasia Kinski, presumably served as an early muse and source of inspiration for her career decision. Demi Moore's drive and devotion to her job were immediately apparent. She quickly found herself enrolled in acting courses, where her evident ability began to emerge. Her dedication and hard work will eventually take her to the peak of Hollywood celebrity. Number 12, Barbara Boucher. When we consider Hollywood's squandered chance with Barbara Boucher, there is an evident feeling of sorrow in the profession of love, where literature frequently examines its numerous dimensions. Despite Barbara's beautiful charm and unquestionable brilliance, Hollywood failed to give her the prominence she so richly deserved. This lovely German-American actress made an everlasting imprint in a few parts that live on in our memory. Notable roles include Miss Moneypenny in the lighthearted 007 spoof Casino Royale and Ursula in Sweet Charity. Barbara even appeared on television in classic shows like Star Trek, and the man from UNCLE, Barbara Boucher, on the other hand, wanted more than the stereotypical parts supplied by Hollywood. She wanted something adventurous and out of the ordinary. She made her farewells and went off to Italy, where her fame would truly shine. She embraced Italian film with open arms beginning in the 1970s, oozing splendor and appeal wherever she went. Number 11, unpublished photo of Madonna. Madonna had an obsessive urge to fascinate large crowds throughout her adolescence, desiring to perform in front of millions. Her ambitions first went toward dancing, but she also dabbled in acting, appearing in films created by her friends. Madonna was raised in a huge family, the eldest of 8 siblings, and found herself at the head of a vast family. This dynamic put a burden not just on her, but also on her parents. She took on significant responsibilities, frequently taking on the role of caretaker when her parents were at work. Her chores included cooking, cleaning, and seeing her brothers and sisters' basic necessities. Despite the necessity of her caring tasks, Madonna was resentful of being put into such onerous adult responsibilities at such a young age. Number 10. Edie Williams. Step into the exotic world of Beyond the Valley of the Dolls, starring Edie Williams as Ashley St. Ives, a daring and seductive film star who seduces Harris Allsworth. This film is a dazzling display of beautiful females, including 2 Playboy playmates, embarking on a groovy voyage through intimate freedom, providing a glimpse into the drug culture and providing a backstage ticket to the ups and downs of the music business. The film, directed by Russ Meyer, a maestro of risque cinema, is a riveting journey through an age defined by creative narrative and shameless sexuality. An interesting fact, Edie Williams married Meyer after the film, cementing their bond beyond the silver screen. However, Beyond the Valley of the Dolls is more than just a sequel. It's a lighthearted nod to its 1967 progenitors, Valley of the Dolls. While it preserves certain thematic aspects, it forges its own course, pushing the boundaries of cheeky narrative and brazen characters. Number 9. Charlie's Angels. The photographer's lens captured an extraordinary moment, capturing Farrah Fawcett and Jacqueline Smith on the set of Charlie's Angels in the 1970s. Nobody could have predicted that when Charlie's Angels, first in 1976, it would become the cultural phenomenon that it eventually became. Farrah Fawcett, Jacqueline Smith, and Kate Jackson rose to fame suddenly, their charm and skill attracting audiences throughout the country. Their on- and off-screen connection and friendship were evident, leaving an enduring effect on the show's legacy. The cast of Charlie's Angels changed throughout time, with new faces entering the ranks. What remained consistent throughout these shifts was the ongoing camaraderie shared by the ladies who had created the show in the first place. Number 8. Ann-Margret. The magnificent Ann-Margret, a Swedish superstar of extraordinary attractiveness, flawlessly embraced every part of her trade, unleashing your carefree Nordic spirit. Look no further than Ann-Margret for an actress who can captivate the enigmatic Jack Nicholson with her appeal. Do you want an actress who can ooze sensuality even among silky sheets and playful bubbles? Or who can firmly embrace the quirkiness of a baked bean shower? Ann-Margret is the ideal pick for you. Her adaptability is limitless. Do you want to see a bold dame riding a large motorcycle while dressed in a tight sweater dress and towering boots? Ann-Margret fits the criteria once more, easily becoming the personification of confidence and daring. Do you want an actress who can shimmy and sway like the greatest go-go dancer in a fringe top and a miniskirt? Look no further than Ann-Margret, who possesses the talent and charisma to bring such fantasies to reality. Number 7. Jacqueline Bisset. We are back to our beloved Jacqueline. This picture shows Jacqueline Bisset during the production of The Deep in 1977. Jacqueline Bisset, known for her work in a variety of films, is sometimes described as a classic cinema beauty. However, underneath the surface, Glitz is a devoted professional who takes her art very seriously. Bisset frankly explained her work ethic and ideas in a fascinating interview. She highlighted her dedication to her work, approaching each assignment as if it were the most important thing in the world. Her passion for her profession is evident in her work, as she is noted for engaging performances that make an indelible impression on viewers. Bisset's dedication to her part, whether on set or in character, demonstrates her unshakable dedication to the craft of acting. "I work hard, and I tend to play hard," she says. "I rarely take long naps. When I'm working on a film, I just want to talk about it." This comment shows her unique attention to her job during production, highlighting her love of the art and desire to thoroughly immerse herself in the characters she plays. Number 6. Marilyn Munster. Have you ever felt that you were the odd one out in your family? Enter Marilyn Munster, the lovely lady surrounded by her eccentric relatives in the creepy classic The Munsters. Marilyn stands out as the personification of normalcy among the strange tribe of monsters, where eccentricity is the norm. Marilyn's transformation inside the Munster family, played by both Beverly Owen and Pat Priest, frequently goes undetected amidst the monster pandemonium. Marilyn's beautiful features appear weirdly out of place in a culture that celebrates oddities and weirdness. While the Munsters are having their humorous and endearing pranks, they unwittingly neglect the natural beauty in their midst. Marilyn, with her ordinary look, becomes the family's unsung eccentric. Now, it's time for today's subscriber pick. This photo of Susan Anton, Sylvester Stallone, and Andy Warhol from the 70s hit the tabloids back in the day, and everyone was intrigued by the strange chemistry between the three. Was Silvestro a part of the equation of did he just photobomb the other two? Tell us what you think in the comments below. Number 5, Hugh Hefner and his crew. We are back to our friend Hugh Hefner. He and his crew convened at the mansion in 1977, and this stunning snapshot transports us to the colorful atmosphere of the 1970s. If there was one individual who embodied the spirit of the day, it was unquestionably Hefner. Hefner enjoyed a life that most people could only dream about during the wonderful 70s. He was the editor-in-chief of his legendary magazine, a memorable host on Saturday Night Live, and a globe-trotting adventurer with a slew of attractive partners. His existence was the pinnacle of indulging in life's joys. During this remarkable decade, Hefner made a crucial step by purchasing a Gothic Tudor revival-style house, which would serve as his home, business, and the focal point of his expensive parties. The home in which he lived and celebrated his life until his demise at 2017 became a symbol of extravagance and hedonistic partying. Hefner's lifestyle represented unashamedly reveling in life's joys. The sight of him in a silk robe, surrounded by the enchantment of the mansion and its renowned grotto, conjures a yearning for a bygone period. Number 4, Cindy Morgan golf photo. Cindy Morgan's story reads like a gripping Hollywood script, a tale of transition from a radio novice to a famous TV weatherwoman, and even a memorable time as a green soap seductress. Her narrative is everything but ordinary. It is the extraordinary Cindy Morgan Chronicle. Her path began with undergraduate stints as a DJ and newscaster when she discovered her affinity for communication. She quickly rose to prominence on the national stage, gracing our television as the classic Irish spring girl, dazzling audiences with her lively charm and young zeal. Her appearance as the feisty Lacey Underall Mischief Layton, the niece of Judge Smalls in Caddyshack, however, cemented her place in comic history. Her captivating performance in this legendary film left an unforgettable impact, and fans continue to savor her spectacular cinematic moments. Cindy Morgan's narrative is about her ability to create a space in our hearts via her remarkable roles, not only the characters she portrayed. Number 3, Cheryl Tiegs being number 1. Cheryl Tiegs emerged as an icon of the 1970s in the vivid landscape. Her image appeared on the covers of Sports Illustrated, on posters that decorated countless homes, and even on television screens. Her route to stardom, however, took an unexpected turn. Cheryl Tiegs initially aspired to be a librarian, a career characterized by calm seclusion and intellectual interests. Her fate, however, took an unexpected turn when she became the focus of a page in 17 magazine. This momentous moment rocketed her to superstardom in record time. Tiegs' story demonstrates the unpredictability of fame and money. Her first dream of being a librarian, defined by her calm and devotion to information, stood in sharp contrast to the bright world of fashion and celebrity that she eventually embraced. Number 2, Young Jungle Pam. In the roaring 1970s, drag racing superstar Jim Lieberman, better known as Jungle Jim, commanded the races with unrivaled power, scoring victory after triumph. Despite the high-octane world of racing, this enthralling story has a brilliant surprise. Enter the lively jungle Pam Hardy, the feisty speed partner who won the hearts of racing fans. Jungle Pam brought a distinct degree of excitement to their racing escapades, while Jim Lieberman, the speedster extraordinaire, burnt the tarmac with his daring driving. She wasn't just his backup. She was an essential part of their dynamic pair, making every race a thrilling spectacle. Her eye-catching costumes wowed onlookers as she strutted her thing with style. Jim and Pam built a trail of personality, horsepower, and high-speed thrills. Despite her 4-year reign, Jungle Pam's legend as the unrivaled queen of drag racing's backup beauties lives on. Her influence extended beyond the racing scene, as she became a symbol of high-speed, high-fashion splendor. Number 1, Sharon Tate bending over. Sharon Tate, shown here in a Betsy Johnson gown, had a tragically short career in a devastating tale of the groovy era. Tate, who was born in Dallas in 1943, moved from Texas to Washington, and even Verona, Italy, following her Army family's relocations. Nonetheless, she found herself on the verge of celebrity. Sharon Tate burst into the pageant scene, seducing viewers with her unmistakable beauty and grace. Her magnetic aura was obvious. Tate's abilities quickly took her to Hollywood, where she wowed fans and critics alike with her performance in The Fearless Vampire. It was around this period that she met and eventually married famed director Roman Polanski. Sharon Tate and Roman Polanski enjoyed a life that seemed to show the colorful energy of the moment in the company of famous personalities ranging from Peter Sellers to Yul Brynner and Warren Beatty. Friends frequently characterized them as head over heels in love, a witness to the strong bond they had. We hope you enjoyed this video. We'll see you in the next one.